Empire. As sports betting operators grow their client base, retention becomes the next phase.
And that's what it's really about, is getting the customers that, are engaged with us over a longer period of time, not just taking a bonus and going elsewhere, which, when you put out rich sign-up offers, certainly some percentage of those customers are just going to take the bonus.
That's Dan Shapiro, Senior Vice President and Chief Development Officer at Caesars Sportsbook, where the app is expected to lead to real-life events. This is the Future Sport Podcast. I'm Bram Weinstein. As sports programming continues to develop its relationship with sports betting operators, those sports betting operators continue to try to find ways to separate themselves from one another. For Dan Shapiro and his group at Caesars, the key falls in the reward system and the utility therefore offered. Our guest this week is Dan Shapiro. He's the Senior Vice President and Chief Development Officer for Caesars Sportsbook. Let's get into year 2, maybe year 3 of the change in the landscape with platforms that are acquiring sports betting customers. Hey, Dan, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, Bram?
Good. All right, take me through year 2 for Caesars Sportsbook. How are you guys kind of viewing a second go-around here with a football season, et cetera?
Yeah, so... the first season, I think a lot of people know the history already, was quite a sprint from the acquisition of William Hill by Caesars. So I came over from William Hill. It was 99 days from the time of the acquisition to the rebrand and the launch of Caesars Sportsbook for football season. So it certainly was a sprint. And now that we've had a chance to catch our breath and really prepare for a new season. There's a lot of exciting things in store. First of all, we've launched in Kansas, as you probably know. Good start there. Looking forward to a couple of big states for us where we think we should do really well. Maryland being one of them, hopefully in the next 6 weeks or so. And then you look into Ohio and Massachusetts. So lots of exciting things coming up for us on that side. In terms of our marketing and our platform, last year, you couldn't turn on a sporting event without seeing, JB Smooth and Holly Berry and the Mannings.
Yeah.
And so, we went from creating awareness last year of the Caesars Sportsbook brand. Caesars, for a lot of folks, is a household name, not necessarily associated with sports betting. So we think we did a great job accomplishing that last year with some of our media and our advertising that went throughout football season and through the launch of New York and March Madness. This year we're really focusing on, okay, let's continue to acquire customers, but let's, now that we have awareness, let's acquire the right customers. Let's acquire the profitable customers as we look toward, getting the digital business, to profitability. And let's, focus on retaining those customers. And the way you do that is with a great product. You do that with, great promotions. And then you really emphasize and evolve the benefits of the Caesars Rewards program, which we've been doing over the past several months. So, it's really turned from, rebrand awareness mode to now, okay, let's make sure we've got, all the nuts and bolts in order, and let's really take this platform to another level as we continue to enter new states.
When you say acquire the right customers, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so obviously, and it's not only been Caesars, it's been a lot of our competitors. When you put out some of the rich sign-up offers and the bonuses and the boosts, you're not necessarily getting customers who are going to be sticky to your platform and being there for the long term. It's really about, we want people to try the platform, but then we want the customers to stick around who are going to be loyal to the platform and who are going to, be loyal bettors with Caesars. And that's what it's really about is getting the customers that, are engaged with us over a longer period of time, not just taking a bonus and going elsewhere. Which, when you put out rich sign-up offers, certainly some percentage of those customers are just going to take the bonus, do the bare minimum, and then, look toward other platforms to do it similar.
You mentioned Maryland. I live in the state of Maryland. That's one of them that has just recently changed. We're still going through this throughout the country where there are a number of jurisdictions that are changing the laws and making sports gambling legal. What have you learned about the acquisition process in the first phase of this that you are either changing or doing differently in the second and potentially third phase of this?
Yeah, it's a great question. And look, Maryland for Caesars is a state where, we expect to do well. We've got in Baltimore, we've got partnerships with the Ravens and Monumental Sports and Entertainment, which includes the Capitals and the Wizards. So lots of great assets in that market, a great database. What's important to us is going out with a great sign-up offer. That's obviously, important, cutting through the noise that's out there. Another thing that's we've noticed is important, not necessarily the case in Maryland, but as we look to Ohio, is really getting out in front of the official launch of sports betting and getting customers pre-registered on your platform. So the regulator in Ohio has approved that, and so we're going to go out here very shortly with the ability to sign up customers on our platform. Pre-register them so that on January 1st we can turn on the wagering activity, and they can start wagering with us. Maryland is a little bit different. The starting date hasn't been announced yet officially. We think it's going to be sometime around the 1st of December potentially, but we're certainly getting ready for that. Not quite the same because we can't actually acquire customers on the platform, but we can do certain things to prime the market, which we've already been doing. One of the things that we've done is we brought our marketing truck, which you may have heard about, which we've publicized quite a bit over the past 6 weeks or so. So our marketing truck has been present, outside of Horseshoe and right near M&T Bank Stadium for a Ravens game, and so there we can introduce customers to the brand. And start to, build awareness for upcoming launch. So, once we can get ahead of states and start getting customers engaged, it's just going to help us when we actually can take bets to get them on our platform, get them signed up, funding their account, and wagering on day one.
You mentioned you have activations right in front of the Ravens Stadium. You mentioned the relationship you already have with Monumental Sports, which is the Capitals, the Wizards, and Washington, D.C. How do you approach partnerships with teams and leagues at this point?
Yeah, it's a good question. And so Caesars has quite a few partnerships. We're a partner of all the four major sports leagues, NFL, NBA, NHL, and we're an authorized gaming operator of Major League Baseball. We've got about 25 or so other sports team partnerships, either on the sports betting, high casino, or land-based casino side. And so there's a lot of ways we activate these partnerships. Obviously, awareness for any partnership is a piece of it. You get the signage and the branding. We've had a lot of success with going to their database as soon as a market opens, or as soon as we can take signups. So emails, social media, those types of mediums to reach customers with the sign up offer. And then, a big piece of these partnerships is the retention aspect. How do you retain customers that have gone on your platform? How do you really treat VIPs? We call it treating them like Caesars. How do you give them great experiences, tickets, experiences in a suite? All of our deals come with, money can't buy experiences, whether it's, field passes or a shoot around on the court before a game. So there's a lot of assets that are part of these partnerships, and it's really about, how do you use them holistically to drive your business? And so, the Ravens have been a great partner of ours, for example, on both the land-based casino side with the Horseshoe and with sports betting, but we haven't been able to activate that to its fullest because we haven't had online sports betting. So, when that comes, you'll see emails to their database. You'll see ability to activate within our lounge there to sign up customers for mobile apps. So, obviously these partnerships take on a different dimension with mobile.
This episode is brought to you by Chalk and Dog, which brings together the vast experience and expertise of two of the brightest agencies in media, sports, wagering, and gaming. With deep roots in the UK and the US, the agency offers expert guidance in everything from market entry to market expansion for startups as well as established global brands, powered by best-in-class communication and creative experts. Chalk and Dog has vast international experience and delivers results-oriented, tailor-made solutions for B2B and B2C organizations. It's interesting you brought up the experiences. As we talk through retention with a lot of your competitors and others as well, everyone is looking for the answer to how do we keep people here? We know that promotions are going to consistently come out. You're mentioning things that maybe your competitors can't offer, but I want to be fair about this. Offering someone to go to a shoot around or be on field pre a football game, that's rare and that's exclusive, right? So how are you thinking through experiential benefits of being part of your platform and the next level ones for people that you're describing as VIPs?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, we have a full VIP team at Caesar Sportsbook. So, we identify customers who, qualify for that program. And, depending on their play with us and obviously, with our brick and mortar assets, a lot of these customers will look at holistically at this point. And then we develop personal relationships with our best customers. So, we know their preferences, right? So maybe they're a Ravens fan and not so much a Wizards or Capitals fan. And we know that, a seat in the suite at a Ravens game or on-field experience is more attractive to them than, sitting, near the ice at a Capitals game, right? So it's really about, identifying the customers that we have and then, really tailoring personalized experiences to them. And that's for the higher, that's for the, the upper end of the VIP customer base. As part of our loyalty program, Caesars Rewards is the biggest loyalty program in the gaming industry. 65 million or so customers. We've obviously grown that a lot with sports betting. Everybody who's betting with us earns, loyalty points and tier credits that can be used toward other experiences as well. So, the way we've really tried to differentiate is through our loyalty program and through the experiences we can provide through our sports partners, and then also through our land-based properties. And we've got, over 50 of them nationwide. So
you're kind of looking at this almost like a membership, right? Like not that far removed from Marriott Rewards for that matter. Is that kind of fair to kind of liken it that way?
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. Look, I mean, we've got our Caesars Rewards is a robust loyalty program. It has tiers. And each tier of customers have, there's different benefits associated with each tier. Traditionally it was a land-based gaming loyalty program, but we're expanding the benefits there. And so, maybe if you're not interested, somebody is a customer who's not interested in land-based experiences at one of our properties. Again, there are benefits with our sports partnerships and others, right? And maybe it's tickets, maybe it's merchandise, maybe it's more of those sort of money can't buy experiences, we call them, where you could go on the field, maybe you could meet a legend from one of the teams, right? So there's a lot of pieces that we can offer customers for their loyalty to Caesar Sportsbook.
Okay, and so this question then is probably too broad because everybody's different, but in general, what are we'll use the word customers here, what do they want? Like, what are they looking for from you?
Yeah, it's a good question. Look, they're all different. I think there certainly is a segment of customers that, they're looking for, free bets and bonuses money back on their bets, essentially free bets, and that's certainly a segment. Other customers that doesn't really move the needle, and so maybe it is an experience, maybe it is a chance for really good customers to go to the Super Bowl with us in Phoenix, right? So, look, our database is growing every day as we acquire customers, and they're all looking for different types of experiences. A lot of it depends where they are geographically as well. People in Vegas obviously have plenty of opportunities to redeem their credits, whether it's some of the great restaurants that we have or the casinos. Look, if you're in New York City, wagering with us, and you're a Knicks fan, look, we've got plenty of tickets that we can offer customers there, on both on the sports side and the concert side. And we've got some other experiences, with both the Knicks and Rangers as well. So, it's really about tailoring it to what folks like, and a lot of that is done, geographically as well.
Let's talk about the technology a little bit with the platform. Obviously, you have a lot of competition here. How are you guys viewing building a platform that users want to take part in?
Yeah, so when Caesars acquired William Hill last year, Caesars had traditionally been on another platform. The William Hill platform, the William Hill US platform, was built for the U.S. It had only been in use for a couple of years in a handful of states, and really with the focus toward football season last year was all about the rebrand, integration of Caesars Rewards. There just wasn't a lot of time to add all the product features that frankly, some of our competitors had, and, really are key toward long-term retention of customers. So, the past year has really been about developing. And so, one of the things that became really clear, after we launched in New York is, customers want, more ways to put money in their account and faster payouts when they want to withdraw from their account. And it sounds, pretty much like a no-brainer, but, when we launched in New York and we acquired so many customers, that's what became loud and clear. So we've really, expanded our deposit functionality and our payout functionality. So getting your payout, within an hour or so of you withdrawing from your account. So, those are really table stakes, but we've got those in place now. As we look toward, expanding the product, things like same game parlays, more in-play betting options, micro betting, which we're working on adding to our menu, the live scoreboards within the app, looking towards streaming video on the app. These are all things that we think are going to help us retain customers over a long period of time. So these are the types of things that we're starting to roll out, and that you're going to see rolled out over the next number of months as we continue to improve the platform. So, those are really the types of things we're working on. We've got some other, innovations that are a little bit longer down the roadmap, which, I won't give away for competitive reasons, but those are some of the things we're working on. The other thing that's really been important to us is really, again, Caesars had some states that were on an old platform. And so, Pennsylvania is a good example, such a big state for Caesars, great database, great property in Chester, but we had that on a different platform. So we've migrated since then all of our states onto our Liberty platform, which is the bespoke, William Hill US platform. And we've really seen the benefits of that so far since we relaunched in Pennsylvania, relaunched in Illinois. You can see it in the numbers, both on the sports betting and then on the iCasino side and in Pennsylvania as well.
Dan Shapiro is the Senior Vice President, Chief Development Officer at Caesars Sportsbook. Thank you very much for joining us.
Appreciate the time today.
On the next Future Sport podcast, With the World Cup here, taking advantage of the interest in soccer stateside will be an opportunity.
With all the billions and billions of soccer fans that are out there, to deliver great experiences that get people engaged in the sport, to actively participate in the sport that they so love. And so that's really our mission, is to increase participation and active participation where everybody plays the beautiful sport.
That's Yoshi Maruyama, the CEO of Toka Football, who's leaning into modern branding of the world sport. That will do it for this episode. As always, the future is now. This is the Future Sport Podcast. I'm Bram Weinstein.